now world business news. In an emergency session in Brussels late yesterday, the Eurozone's finance ministers failed to reach an agreement on a second funding deal for highly indebted Greece, as last year's €110 billion bailout was found to be insufficient. European Union officials struggled to break a deadlock as Germany again put its foot down and pushed for bondholders to shoulder part of the cost of a new Greek aid package. The European Central Bank, however, warned that this move might constitute the euro area's first sovereign default. The ECB believes that tactic could trigger panic on the markets, making matters worse. This comes only hours after rating agency Standard & Poor's made Greece its lowest-rated country in the world. S&P downgraded the country to CCC, 8 notches into junk and just 4 above default. Greece now ranks behind countries like Pakistan and Ecuador. Also, S&P warned it will view any debt restructuring as a default.
If there is, of course, a case for a default for us to consider a default, then we would, of course, indicate that very clearly in our rating action.
Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke had a stern warning for the U.S. lawmakers. If they fail to lift the amount of money the government can borrow, that could have disastrous consequences. Democrats and Republicans are currently in 3 days of special talks aimed at finding trillions of dollars in budget savings. Those savings are needed in order to reach an agreement to raise the U.S. debt ceiling by August 2nd. If that is not met, the world's largest economy could default on its obligations and trigger a new financial crisis.
Even a short suspension of payments on principal or interest on the Treasury's debt obligations would cause severe disruptions in financial markets and the payment system, induce rating downgrades of U.S. government debt, create fundamental doubts about the creditworthiness of the United States, and damage the special role of the dollar and of Treasury securities in global markets in the longer term.
India tries to revive its Fab City dream, a project to set up a semiconductor manufacturing hub in Hyderabad. Authorities hope to revive the $5 billion project by offering a new set of incentives. 4 years ago, the FAB City project started with a bang. But then revenues for the global semiconductor industry slid between 2007 and 2009. The project was put on hold. Now that semiconductor prices have recovered, work is underway to salvage the project. A new set of incentives, either financial or in terms of equity participation by the government, is due to be submitted to the government on July 31st. The new Fab City dream is built on the back of a huge surge in demand for electronic goods in India. Sales are expected to rise more than 80% to $11 billion by 2014. Before we go, here's a quick overview of the Asian equity indices as well as the oil and currency markets. And after that, Laura Buckwell is back with the news.